Hello everyone, this is Nick Savage. Welcome to Weekend Warlords live unboxing of Magic the Gathering Core Set 2019. So this is the latest product from Magic the Gathering, from Wizards of the Coast. It is the next core set, so we haven't had a core set in a while. I think 2016 was the last one. And so we are back having another core set. It's a mix of cards from all over the different planes. Nicol Bolas is the key card that we want to open. He's the amazing all-star, worth all the money. So hopefully we could crack a Nicol Bolas. So we've got the Elder Dragons back as well. So we've got all of them. So Arcades, Palladiumors, all those. So let's get cracking. Let's open some boosters. So Magic the Gathering Core Set 2019. So we are going to open some boosters. I've been told I can take 2 boosters for myself, so we'll put those ones over there. I'll have another one from over here somewhere. Those 2 are going to be mine at some point. Cool, so let's get opening. So core sets, they are some reprints from older sets. There are some new cards. It's a good mix of all these things. There are some nice reprints in these sets. Just put the rubbish over there. So first up, we've got Walking Corpse. Walking Corpse is a reprint. It's a 2-mana 2/2. It's a good bear. 2 mana for a 2/2 with no abilities. So we'll just have a quick look through these cards, work out what we're interested in. So Titanic Growth, Cavalry Drillmaster, Aviation Pioneer, Hostile Minotaur, 2-Headed Zombie, Crash Through, Thornhide Wolves, Sky Scanner, Daybreak Chaplain, Knightly Valor. Knightly Valor is one of my favourite cards to draft with. I love playing with this card in Original Ravnica. No, sorry, Return to Ravnica. Horizon Scholar, Ravenous Harpy, Isolate. So Isolate is our first rare. This card, I looked at it and went, oh, that's a good answer to Deathrite Shaman in Legacy, because I play Legacy, and unfortunately Deathrite Shaman has been banned. But it's still quite a powerful card. It's a Swords to Plowshares, if you will, for permanents with converted mana cost 1. So not only does it hit creatures, but it hits artifacts and enchantments as well. So maybe it'll get destroy your opponent's Aether Vial, maybe it'll exile your opponent's Pithing Needle in other formats. Also worth noting, so the basic land is sometimes replaced with a non-basic land, so it's sometimes replaced with a common dual land. This is an interesting thing. So we've always had that slot filled with a common until a basic land until recently, and now it's going to be filled with a non-basic land as well sometimes. It's quite good. It means that when you're drafting, you'll get some color fixing as well. Awesome. Right, let's keep opening. So Isolate was our first rare. I'm just going to put Isolate back under the camera again. Awesome, so people can see it. Right, second pack. So Isolate's not bad at the moment. Right, let's go through. Angel of the Dawn. This is a bomb for limited. I quite like this card. I've certainly just attacked some people for rather a lot of damage with a big whiteboard of white creatures. It's quite good fun. So we've got Highland Game, Disperse, Sure Strike, Strangling Spores, Gallant Cavalry, Anticipate's back, Sovereign's Bite, Anake Ogre, Root Snare, Reassembling Skeleton. I like this one a lot. Reassembling Skeleton is one of my favourite cards from way back when. Quite enjoyed playing with that card. Ooh, we've got a legend, multicoloured legend. Maybe it's an Elder Dragon, maybe it's a Nicol Bolas, who knows. Shieldmare. So Shieldmare, it's a cycle of horses for each colour. They hate on the opposing colour, so Shieldmare can't be blocked by red creatures, and it enters the battlefield. It becomes target spell or ability an opponent controls. You gain 3 life. So all of the mares, there's one for each colour. There's also a colourless one as well. They pick a colour, and then they can't be blocked by those colours of colour of that creature. But then also they all have this effect. So there's a whole cycle of these things, so one for each colour. Cool, let's have a look at what rare we got. Oh, we got Nicol Bolas. This is all the money. We've done it. Second booster in as well. Nice. So, Nicol Bolas. Also worth noting as well is we've got his checklist card here. So his checklist card, he is the only dual face card in this deck, so he's got no tick box, but that would be him. And then Nicol Bolas. So let's have a quick look at this card. So it's a 4-mana 4/4 flyer. That's really good. It's a legendary creature, Elder Dragon. So this can be your commander in Commander or in Brawl. 7 mana, sorry. So 4 and a Grixis. Exile Nicol Bolas the Ravager. Return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Activate this ability only time you can play a sorcery. So no mid-combat tricks with him, but he is really powerful. So let's have a look at the other side. On the other side, he's a Planeswalker. Nicol Bolas the Arisen. So +2, draw 2 cards. -3, Nicol Bolas the Arisen deals 10 damage to target creature or planeswalker, probably enough to kill most things. -4, put target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So once you've killed a creature or planeswalker, you can return them to play. -12, exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. That sounds like it's going to probably win the game. Nicol Bolas is the chase card from this set. Excellent. We opened one second pack. Why couldn't it have been in one of my boosters? Upsetting. Oh well, never mind. It might be. We might get another one. We might get a foil one. Oh. So already this booster box is looking pretty good already. We've still got most of it to go, so let's go through it. Inspired Charge, Centaur Courser, Frilled Sea Serpent, Fire Elemental, Strangling Spores, Knight's Pledge, Hired Blade, Goblin Instigator, Wall of Vines, Sky Scanner are uncommons, Poison Tip Archer, Surge Mare, more of those mares we were talking about, the horses, a Druid of Horns, and our rare is Banefire. So Banefire, it's an X spell, it's a fireball. So Banefire deals X damage to any target. If X is 5 or more, the spell can't be countered and this damage can't be prevented. So this is the new templating, X damage to any target. It means it can target planeswalkers, creatures, or anything really. Anything that it could target, so any creature, planeswalker, or player. So it can target those things. And it deals X damage. So they've changed the way that planeswalkers work, so you don't redirect the damage from the player to the planeswalker. Instead, the damage is dealt directly to the planeswalker. So some of the cards have had their templating changed, so when it said target creature or player, it now changes that. Excellent. Next pack. Shock. All-round amazing card. It's back again, reprinted again. I think it's currently in standard. Druid the Cowl, Scholar of Stars, Boggart Brute, Knight of the Tusk, Anticipate again, Infernal Scarring, Trumpet Blast, Regal Bloodlord, Declare Dominance, Shield Mare again, Mentor of the Meek. Mentor of the Meek's an amazing card. I think I've got this in my cube somewhere. So Mentor of the Meek, when another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, pay 1, draw a card. It's value. It's a lot of value. It's really good. I've got it in my cube, as I said. It's one of the classic creatures that we've seen, so it's been reprinted again. Absolutely love this card. It's all the value all the time. Cool. Let's move on. Doing not too bad so far. Child of Night, Loxodon Linebreaker, Plummet, Salver of Secrets, Fire Elemental, Epicure of Blood, Naturalize, Cancel, Vampire Neonate. Onake Ogre again, Mirror Image. So this is an interesting one actually, Mirror Image. So you may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of target creature you control. So it's a 3-mana clone, but only for creatures you control. That's really good. Also, it's uncommon. This is a really interesting card because it's printed at uncommon. Clones have always been rare until recently, and it's also only 3 mana. It's really pushed. I really like this card. I'm excited to see if it's any good in Limited. I would love to try and give this a go. Just to remind you all, we are actually drafting this weekend on Friday night. So Friday Night Magic this week is draft as well as standard. Awesome. You too could be drafting Mirror Image or Nicol Bolas. Lightning Strike, been reprinted again. 3 damage to target, any target. Again, it's been retemplated. Used to say creature or player. Ghirapur Guide. Our rare is Lina, Selfless Champion. So Lina says, when it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white creature soldier for each non-token creature you control. Sacrifice Lina. Creatures you control with power less than Lina's power gain indestructible until end of turn. So it's really good in a token deck, white weenie deck where you've got lots of creatures in play. So then you play this, you make more tokens, and you can sacrifice Lina to give them all indestructible, so you can save them from some sort of sweeper effect. Cool, it's good, nice and flavorful. I don't know that it's actually good enough to play in standard, but it certainly is a bomb in draft. I played draft against in limited seal deck against this at the pre-release, and it did get me. Cool, so next pack, Rabid Bite, Essence Scatter, Goblin Motivator, Walking Corpse, Revitalize, Bog Stomper, Smelt, Greenwood's Elemental, Marauder's Axe. Marauder's Axe absolutely got me at the pre-release. Let's have a look at it. So, this card, I really think this card is very good. So 2 mana for +2/+0, equip 2. This is really good in Limited. It's not so good in Constructed, in Standard, but in Limited, this is always going to find a home in your deck. So it's 2 mana, it gives every creature you play, it makes into a bigger threat. It's really solid. Darksteel Axe, Bone Splitter, all those cards were really good. Marauder's Axe is in the same vein as those. So I'll keep going through. So we've got Vigilant Baloth, Skyrider Patrol, Blood Divination. Our rare, we've got a foil, is Metamorphic Alteration, enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of the chosen creature. So it's another clone. You have to have a creature in play, but you can change that creature into any other creature that's in play. Excellent. You can't have 2 Nicol Bolas in play because they're legends. You can copy your opponent's Nicol Bolas though. That's quite cool. So Metamorphic Alteration, that's excellent. Just leave Bolas there. Woodland Stream is our common, is our land replacement. Walking Corpse is our foil. Look at that, it's a foil zombie. Excellent. Cool, let's move on. Next pack. I'm really happy with this Nicol Bolas. We've opened well so far. He's a fair amount of money. Starcrowned Stag, Talons of Wildwood, Aven Windmage, Tormenting Voice, Infectious Horror, Wall of Vines, Marauder's Axe again, Oreskos Swiftclaw, Uncomfortable Chill, Militia Burglar, Exclusion Mage, Arcane Encyclopedia, Phylactery Lich. This is another reprint. So 3 mana for a zombie. Zombies are a theme in this, so we're actually seeing a lot more zombie cards. It's indestructible, but when it enters the battlefield, put a Phylactery counter on target artifact you control. When you control no permanents with Phylactery counters on them, sacrifice Phylactery Lich. So from the mythology of liches, they have a Phylactery where they keep their essence. So this is quite flavorful. So Phylactery Lich has to have a Phylactery. You have to destroy the Phylactery to destroy the Lich. That's quite flavorful. This card's quite cool. It is a reprint. I opened my box the other day and got 3 of them. So I'm already pretty much sorted for Phylactery Liches. Try saying that quickly. I believe I've also got 4 Phylactery Lich from when it was last printed as well. So I'm doing well for those. Oh, we've got a foil. Let's have a quick look at our foil. Daggerback Basilisk, 2/2 Death Touch for 3 mana. Solid card. Not worth all that much, but it is quite nice. It's quite pretty in foil as well. Right, next pack. Let's move on. Nicol Bolas, still the highlight. Excellent. Giant Spider, Wall of Mist, Varshino Pyromancer, Abnormal Endurance, Take Vengeance, Manolith, reprinted again, Rustwing Falcon, Ghost Form, Bristling Boar, Militia Burglar, Aerial Engineer, Diamond Mare. So this is the colourless version of the horse cycle. When it enters the battlefield, choose a colour. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen colour, you gain 1 life. Excellent. 2 mana, 1/3. Quite defensive. Our rare is Detection Tower. Ooh, another foil. We're doing well for foils. So Detection Tower. Add colourless to mana pool. 1 and tap it. Until end of turn, your opponents and creatures your opponents control with hexproof can be the target spells or abilities as though they didn't have hexproof. So this is good. This gets rid of hexproof from your opponent's creatures. So against boggles, this will be quite good. You can start killing their boggles. You start exiling them. Great news. It's printed at printed at rare as well. I believe this is a reprint, but don't quote me on that. I think it was in a Commander set previously, but I'm not sure. It's worth checking. Right, Gearsmith Prodigy. That's lovely in foil. So Gearsmith Prodigy gets +1/+0 as long as you control an artifact. So it's quite aggressively costed. It's a 1 mana 2/2 if you already have an artifact. So this with, I don't know, Mox Amber maybe, you can play it on turn 1 as a 2/2. Or you can play it on turn 1 as a 1/2 and then later on as turn 2 play the Axe, for example, and make it a 2/2 and start attacking. Brilliant. Cool. Awesome. Let's go on to the next booster. Right. So what have we got? We've got Colossal Dreadmaw. This is reprinted again. So Colossal Dreadmaw, it's the 6 mana 6/6 trample. I was talking to Joe about this one actually, and he said, I'm glad this has been reprinted again, because it's actually really good in sealed deck. It's a massive monster, it's got trample, it's common, you're always guaranteed to see something like this. That's great. This is back. It means that green has got massive monsters to play at common. 6 mana. Great. But it has been reprinted an awful lot. It's been in the last 3 sets. Scholar of Stars, Catalyst Elemental, Skeleton Archer, Pegasus Courser, Pegasus Courser is really good. I played this in my pre-release as well. I played white, blue in my pre-release. Played lots of flyers. This gives my big ground creatures, my big sea serpents, flying as well. Great. Won me some games. Highland Game, Rustwing Falcon, totally lost. Totally lost. It's got, I can't say his name. Flibidip. So this spawned a meme on the internet. Flibidip always hated crowds. So you can get a plushie of this guy, I believe, off the store. Hired Blade, Lava Axe, Siegebreaker Giant, Gift of Paradise, Double Cast, Death Baron. Death Baron, also a Zombie Lord. This is really cool. He's a reprint, but he was worth quite a lot of money until recently. So zombies are a theme in this set. As I've said, this is the Zombie Lord, so Zombie Wizard, Creature Zombie Wizard, Skeletons you control, and other zombies you control get +1/+1, have Death Touch. That's really good. 3 mana, +1/+1, and an extra ability is quite good. Giving them Death Touch, that's actually really good, because your zombies are quite expendable, so they'll be blocking quite a lot. Great. So your blocking zombies have got +1/+1 and Death Touch, and they'll be coming back as well. And there's a lot of ways to make zombie tokens in this set. Zombies is quite a good theme, and I like that Death Baron's been reprinted. It's good. Cool, next pack, let's keep on going. Okay, so Pegasus Courser again, Rox Oracle, Snapping Drake, Sure Strike, Skeleton Archer, Angel of the Dawn again, Hired Blade, Smelt, Bristling Boar, Manolith, Gargoyle Sentinel, Nightmare's Thirst, Colossal Majesty. So, our rare, what is it? It's Demon of Catastrophes. As an additional cost to cast this creature, sacrifice a creature. So it's a 4 mana, flying trample 6/6. So if you've got lots of creature tokens knocking around, so zombie tokens, for example, soldier, knight tokens, this, you can sacrifice one of them to give it to make this creature. So it's a 6/6 flyer for flying trampler, flample if you will, for 4 mana. That's quite pushed. I remember playing similar cards to this in Standard recently, in past years. This card might be quite good. We'll have to wait and see though. There are a lot more tournaments coming up. If you want to play this card in tournaments, you're more than welcome to. All these cards will be in the folders in Weekend Warlords afterwards, so from, I believe, from Friday. So you'll be able to buy these singles from Friday. Disperse, Hostile Minotaur, Sky March Bloodletter, Mighty Leap, Daggerback Basilisk, All of Mist, Root Snare, Explosive Apparatus, Areskos Swiftclaw, Crash Through, Sleep. Sleep has been reprinted. I remember playing this card in Limited. It's quite good in an aggressive deck. It means that you can play out all your big board of little 2/2s and 1/1s and 3/3s. Cast Sleep, tap all your opponent's creatures down and attack. Those creatures don't untap next turn, and then you get to untap and attack again. Hopefully that'll get them. But you have to have quite an aggressive deck to make it work. Sleep's cool. I like Sleep a lot. I've actually even played it in Standard at some point. Mostly because I didn't have cryptic commands at the time. But Brawl Bash Ogre. Cool. Reliquary Tower. Reliquary Tower's been reprinted. This card's been quite hard to get hold of. It's been in Commander products, originally printed in Conflux, I believe. You have no maximum hand size. It's land. That means you don't discard to hand size anymore. Great that it's been reprinted. It sorts out some availability issues that were a bit of a problem, maybe. Okay, cool. So we've got a cat token. Our rare is Demanding Dragon. When it enters the battlefield, it does 5 damage to target creature unless that opponent sacrifices a creature. So it's 5 mana, 5/5 flyer that says, that demands in fact, that your opponent either takes 5 damage or sacrifices a creature. So against an opponent with lots of creatures in play, it's probably not that much of a cost for them just to sack a creature. But for an opponent with no creatures in play, it's going to deal 5 damage to them when it comes to play, and then keep attacking for 5 after that. Great. Against an opponent with lots of flyers in play, that's going to be even better, because they have to sacrifice a flyer, and they're less likely to block it. Cool. Next booster. Making quite a pile of wrappers here. Right, Rabid Bite. Some green removal. Excellent news. So, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Awesome. Gearsmith Prodigy, Shock, Doom Dissenter, Knight's Pledge, Druid of the Cowl, Field Creeper, Dwarven Priest, Tolarian Scholar, Gravedigger. I love Gravedigger. That's such a grindy card, a recursive card. Tectonic Rift, Rise from the Grave. Cool. Rise from the Grave. Let's have a quick look at Rise from the Grave. So I love Graveyard Recursion. This has been an ongoing theme. This card Classic, love it. So put target creature from your graveyard onto the battlefield. That creature is a black zombie in addition to its other colours and types. And a quote from Liliana Vess. Brilliant. Black is my favourite colour in Magic. Absolutely amazing. Cool. Let's have a look what we've got. We got a foil rare as well. Let's have a quick look at this rare, this mythic. So we've got Bone Dragon. What is it? It's a dragon skeleton. So it gets buffed by Death Baron. So it's a 5 mana, 5/4 with flying. It also says exile 7 other cards from your graveyard. Return Bone Dragon from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This booster was excellent for black cards, wasn't it? So this means that it will keep coming back if you've got enough cards in your graveyard. Great. A nice recursive black flying monster. We also have we have a foil rare. So you know I said graveyard, so zombies were a theme in this one. So exile the creature card from your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Cool. So this means that I've got some way of generating lots of zombies for my Death Baron, and Graveyard Marshal is the way to do it. Excellent. Cool. That was a nice pack. I enjoyed that one. Let's have a look at some more packs. Keep on cracking. Okay, so commons, Oakenform, Omen Speaker. Omen Speaker's back. I was toying with this card for standard actually. I remember playing this the first time around. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2, 1/3 for 2 mana. For 2 mana 1/3, that's quite defensive, but it also lets you scry 2. In a blue control deck, this is going to let you filter through the cards you don't want, looking for the cards that you do want that are good in that specific matchup. Omen Speaker's quite cool. Against a red deck, this might be quite good. A nice red aggressive creature deck, this might be quite good because it gets to block a lot of what your opponent's trying to do early in the game. It also lets you dig for those Wrath of Gods, for those things that are going to destroy all those creatures. This card might be quite good. It was good the first time around. I'm hedging my bets. Electrify, Abnormal Endurance, Revitalize, Infernal Scarring, Act of Treason, Wall of Vines, Gearsmith Guardian, Volcanic Dragon, so an uncommon giant dragon. Cool, excellent. We know giant dragons win in Limited. It's one of the better things to be doing. You have to get there first, obviously. Plague Mare, it's the black horse. So it can't be blocked by white creatures, and when it's battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 till end of turn. I've paid 3 mana for a similar effect already in standard. And this card's got a 2/2 tacked onto it with can't be blocked by white creatures. Cool. Let's have a look through. Rise from the Grave again. Gigantosaurus, excellent. Gigantosaurus, so for 5 green mana, so it's quite restrictive. It means you're probably going to have to be playing green. You get a 10/10. So 5 mana gets you a 10/10 creature. That's colossal. Gigantosaurus size, in fact. Brilliant. Cool. We've got a Timber Gorge, and we've got a foiled Tectonic Rift. Destroy target land. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. Okay, cool. Destroy target land for 4 mana. That's a fairly regular sort of effect that we would see. That's cool. In foil. Excellent. Next pack. Oh, excellent. Hello, Ash. How's it going? Glad you're watching. Shows Spark Tongue Dragon. So more dragons at common. So we've seen a lot of dragons in this set, which is quite cool. Giant flyers, they win in Limited quite often. So when Spark Tongue Dragon enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 mana. When you do, it deals 3 damage to any target. This is quite cool. I really like this. It's both a giant dragon and also a removal spell. So I'd be very excited to play this in draft. Again, don't forget, you can play in our draft on Friday night. So yeah, if you open a Spark Tongue Dragon, you can play it there. This is a common, so you might get more than one. Cool. Macabre Waltz, Take Vengeance, Titanic Growth, Gearsmith Prodigy, Daybreak Chaplain, Cancel, Sovereign's Bite, Goblin Instigator, Reassembling Skeletons, Blanchwood Armour, Diamond Mare. Our rare. Oh, we've got another foil. Excellent. Our rare is Mistcaller. Mistcaller, a Merfolk Wizard for 1 mana. Sacrifice Mistcaller until end of turn. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. So people have been talking about this because it's got Merfolk written on it. So people have been talking about this for Modern and Legacy Merfolk. So if someone's trying to put a giant creature into play and it's not being cast, so if it's being randomized from a graveyard, if it's being put into play with Show and Tell or Sneak Attack, then this might be the sideboard card of choice against that sort of deck for the Merfolk deck. So this card might be seeing some play in Eternal formats in sideboards. That's cool, that's exciting. We've got a foil Foul Orchard. I'm actually playing one of these in my standard deck at the moment in Green-Black Snake. I'm playing a couple of Foul Orchards just because I wanted a couple more Green-Black lands. Excellent. So, Mistcaller. Pretty cool. Not as cool as Nicol Bolas though. He's the daddy. Awesome. Right, let's have a look at what we've got in this set. Giant Spider, Essence Scatter, Catalyst Elemental, Lich's Caress, Inspire Charge, Druid of the Cowl, Dwarven Priest, Dwindle, Bog Stomper, Goblin Instigator, Aerial Engineer, Thud, Blood Divination. We've got another Banefire. Just to remind you all, Banefire is a fireball. Looks like that. Does X damage to any target with the new templating, so it can deal damage directly to planeswalkers. So creatures, players or planeswalkers. Vex is 5 or more, it can't be countered and damage can't be prevented. Cool. What a good card. Right, okay, let's move on. Fire Elemental. Epicure of Blood, Starcrown Sag, Talons of Wildwood, Aven Windwage, Tormenting Voice, Knight of the Tusk, Uncomfortable Chill, Duress. Duress has been reprinted. That means it will survive rotation. Great. Manolith, Herald of Fate, Dragon Egg, more dragons, cheap dragons again. Leonin Vanguard. Ooh, Sai, Master Thopterist. So Sai, Master Thopterist says, whenever you would cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter token with flying. So you can sacrifice 2 artifacts to draw a card. He's going to be really good in a deck full of artifacts. Quite flavourful as well. So he's a Thopterist, he's going to create Thopters, he's going to sacrifice Thopters to draw cards as well. Great news. Cool, so we'll put those on the pile of rares, put Duress back on top of there, and open the next pack. Still not as cool as Nicol Bolas though. Gonna flip him over. He's got a grin on his face, like he's snarling, come at me bro. Awesome, so, Havoc Devils, Infectious Horror, Gallant Cavalry, Colossal Dreadmore, Omen Speaker, Boggart Brute, Thornhide Wolves, Sky Scanner, Rustwing Falcon, Anticipate, Departed Deckhand, Psychic Symbiont. I don't know that's how you spell symbiote. It's called a symbiont though. So when it enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card and you draw a card. Cool, 6 mana. 6 mana for a 3/2 flyer, that's kind of expensive. I don't know that I'd play this card in limited, but it does seem cool. It's got nice artwork. Awesome. Novice Knight. Liliana's Contract. A flavourful story card. Let's see what it does. When it enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and you lose 5 life. So that's cool. 5 mana to draw 4 cards. That seems good. Doing for upkeep, if you control 4 or more demons with different names, you win the game. Oh, that must be good payoff. So if you play enough demons in your deck, such as the 4/4 flyer, the 6/6 flyer for 4 mana we saw earlier, then you can win the game. So Liliana has contracts with 4 different demons. That's from the story. So in theory, if you've got all of your demons under your control, then you're going to win the game. Excellent news. That's quite flavourful. I like that card. I don't know that it's very good, but it certainly is very flavourful. I'd like to see someone trying to win with 4 demons in play in standard. That would be very cool. Awesome. Infectious Horror, Pegasus Courser, Rox Oracle, Snapping Drake, Sure Strike, Skeleton Archer, Invoke the Divine, Dwindle, Mind Rot, Lava Axe, Dryad Greenseeker, Heroic Reinforcements, Rogue's Gloves. What is our rare? Ooh. Infernal Reckoning. Exile target colourless creature. You gain life equal to its power. That's cool, so I get to destroy some Eldrazi. So when these intruders are gone, Zendikar will be my throne, my palace, my playground. Obviously some sort of giant, scary demon destroying puny Eldrazi monsters from the faceless eternities. Cool, exile. For a single black mana, you get to exile target colourless creature. That will probably see some play in Modern, where Eldrazi are quite a scary thing. Also, the other thing it's going to do is it's going to destroy those walking blisters that have been plaguing you in Standard. So this is quite a good answer to them. Cool. Aven Windmage, Epicure of Blood, Luminous Bonds, Rox Oracle, Salvage Secrets, Tormenting Voice, Vampire Neonate, Elvish Rejuvenator, Bristling Boar, Draconic Disciple. So this is one of those signpost things that says you in green-red, you probably want to be playing dragons. This is going to help you cast your dragons as well. So, and tap to add 1 colour of any mana. Okay, 1 mana of any colour, sorry. And then you can pay 7 and sacrifice it to create a 5/5 flying red dragon token. So it's going to help you cast your dragons. So you can play a nice green-red ramp deck that ramps out all your dragons. That's cool. Awesome. Let's put that over with the rest of the commons and uncommons. Don't get rid of Nicol Bolas. Ravenous Harpy, Fountain of Renewal. Our rare is Spirit Flame. So what does Spirit Flame do? It's an instant. For 3 mana, you get to deal 4 damage to target creature. That's quite a good rate. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay red. If you do, return Spirit Flame from your graveyard to your hand. So cool. In a dragon deck, this is going to come back to your hand over and over again. Keep destroying more creatures. That's cool. I like that thing. I don't know that it's very good again, but it has certainly very flavorful. Regal Bloodlord is our foil for the set, for this booster. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 1/1 black bat with flying. Cool. Awesome. It's very nice artwork as well. About just over halfway through. We're going to keep on going. See if we get anything better than Nicol Bolas. Although I don't know that there is anything better than Nicol Bolas. Divination, Spark-Tongue Dragon, Macabre Waltz, Loxodon Linebreaker, Daggerback Basilisk, Snapping Drake, Naturalize, Explosive Apparatus, Trusty Pack Beast, Crash Through, Herald of Faith, Horizon Scholar, Skilled Animator. Oh, Sarkhan, we've got Planeswalker. That's cool. So, what does Sarkhan do? Sarkhan says you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card for +1. It's also only 3 mana. That's quite good. You get to draw cards for a 3 mana Planeswalker. Historically, those have been quite powerful. So add 2 mana in any combination of colours. Spend this mana only to cast dragon spells. That's cool. That's what we expect Sarkhan to do. We expect Sarkhan to interact with dragons. And then -7. Create 4 5/5 red dragon creature tokens with flying. Cool. So that's exactly the sort of theme that we'd expect from Sarkhan. In theory, if you've got 4 5/5 red dragon creature tokens with flying in play, that's 20 damage. Your opponent has to deal with it quite fast or they're quite dead. Okay, cool. Next pack then. Angel of Dawn, Oakenform, Omen Speaker, Electrify, Abnormal Endurance, Greenwood Sentinel, Explosive Apparatus, Knight of the Tusk, Uncomfortable Chill, Fell Spectre, Lightning Mare, so there's a red mare. Says it can't be countered, can't be blocked by blue creatures, and Lightning Mare gets +1/+0 till end of turn. So it's quite aggressive. So 2 mana, 3/1, and it hates on blue cards. Also, it says can't be countered, so it double hates on blue. Great news. Stitcher's Supplier, our rare is Sun Cleanser. So Sun Cleanser, what does that say? So it's 2 mana, 1/4. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1. Remove all counters from target creature. It can't have counters put on it for as long as it remains on the battlefield. So, destroy target Walking Ballista. Excellent, good news. Or, yeah, destroy target Walking Ballista is pretty powerful. Target opponent loses all counters. That player can't get counters for as long as Sun Cleanser remains on the battlefield. So, my deck currently that I'm playing in Standard is Black-Green Snake, which plays around with +1/+1 counters. I'm not a fan of this card. So this card's going to screw over some of the decks I play. But I have got a couple of other decks I could be playing. So Sun Cleanser, quite a good card against the Green-Black Snake decks out there. Meandering River, sorry, and we have a foil forest as well. That's a very pretty card, a very pretty foil forest. Don't forget, all these cards are going to be in the folders. They're going to be available for sale on Friday.
I would think so, yeah.
Cool, Friday we'll be able to sell these cards to you. So if you want to come on down, reserve a couple of cards. I'm sure that they can look after that for you. Also, if you want to come on down on Friday, you can buy these cards then. Excellent. Still not as cool as Nicol Bolas. Nicol Bolas will also be available for sale.
Because he's double-sided.
Yeah, and he's a clear sleeve, double-sided sleeve. Got a checklist card for him and everything. All the rubbish is piling up now. Cool. Viashino, Pyromancer, Child of Night, Luminous Bonds, Plummet, Aviation Pioneer, Goblin Motivator, Thornhide Wolves, Sky Scanner, Daybreak Chaplain, Anticipate, Heroic Reinforcements, Gravedigger, Ajani's Welcome. Ajani's Welcome, excellent. Patient Rebuilding. So what is Patient Rebuilding? It's a picture of Nicol Bolas rebuilding things. Look at that artwork, isn't that nice? So, what's it do? At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard, and then you draw a card for each land card put into their graveyard that way. Okay, so it's 5 mana, it's an enchantment. It's going to sit in play and generate you value on an ongoing basis. So at the beginning of your upkeep, target opponents put the top 3 cards of their library. So it mills your opponent out, and then you draw a card for each land card they put into their graveyard. So you're milling your opponent out, you're putting cards from their library into their graveyard, so in theory they'll have less, and you might be able to run them out of cards. And then you also draw cards, so you're gaining incremental advantage from this as well. That's pretty cool. I don't know that it's very powerful. It's a very cool effect. Again, though, the artwork on this card is lovely. I'd love to see this art on a playmat. I think there are playmats out there with this art on. Look at that, that's just amazing. Just the reflection of Bolas's horns in the water. That's so cool. Right, Doom Dissenter, Mighty Leap, Centaur Courser, Talarian Scholar, Shock, Walking Corpse, Trusty Pack Beast, Ghost Form, Duress, Act of Treason, Switcheroo, Ajani's Pridemate reprinted, cool. Bone to Ash, Metamorphic Alteration. So we've already talked about this card. Just have a quick look at it again. So we've got one earlier. So what does it say? It says, as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of the chosen creature. So it copies a creature in play. Cool. I've got a good feeling. I'm going to open one of my booster packs now. So I got to keep whatever's in here. So let's have a look. Fingers crossed we get another Nicol Bolas. That would be lovely. Let's see. So my cards are Scholar of Skulls, Boggart Brute, Child of Light, Lockstone Linebreaker, Plummet, Salvage Secrets, Vampire Neonate, Trumpet Blast, Greenwood Sentinel, Marauder's Axe, Mirror Image, Regal Bloodmoor, Vine Mare, Remorseful Cleric. Oh, cool. Excellent. I'll just put these lands over here. Excellent. Remorseful Cleric. So, this card might actually see some play in some sideboards in Legacy. Oh, it's some main decks even in Legacy. So there's a deck in Legacy called Death and Taxes. It's looking for cheap white creatures to play. This cheap white creature has flying. It's a 2/1, and it also hates on people's graveyards. It will see players, maybe a 1 or 2 of, in that Legacy Death and Taxes deck. Brilliant. Great news. Playable card in Eternal formats. I'm happy with this. It's no Nicol Bolas, though. Right, next pack. This one's for the store again. Cool. Let's have a look at what we've got. Revitalise, Giant Spider, Essence Scatter, Catalyst Elemental, Lich's Caress, Inspired Charge, Sovereign's Bite, Trumpet Blast, Trusty Pack Beast, Ghost Form, Exclusion Mage, Enigma Drake, Millstone. Ah, we've got another Elder Dragon. Let's have a look at what we've got. Vivectis Asmadi, if I've said that right. Vivectis Asmadi, the Dire. So Jund. Jund is one of my favourite colour combinations. Flying, when he enters the battlefield, when he attacks, for each player, choose a target permanent that player controls. Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player who sacrificed a permanent this way reveals the top card of the library and puts it onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card. So he casts Chaos Warp whenever he attacks, but he also casts Chaos Warp on each player. So you can choose your opponent's best permanents and choose your worst permanent. So you can choose your basic land, for example, or something that has a trigger that when it dies. So you can do that. So that's cool. So you can attack, sacrifice off your worst permanent, put maybe a permanent from the top of your deck into play, and then your opponents get to do all the same things. So they get to change their best permanents for maybe something worse. It's a bit random. It's good fun. The other thing about this card is it's legendary, so it's a legendary Elder Dragon, so it can be played as your commander or your Brawl commander. That's great news. Excellent. I believe I'm just about to be handed a double sleeve for Nicol Bolas. Vivectis Asmadi is pretty cool. Awesome news. Thank you very much. Cheers, John. Look at him. He's still smiling away, saying, "Come at me, bro," because he is the best. Awesome. Let's have a look at the next pack. Druid of the Cowl. He's going to help you cast Vivectis Asmadi and also be sacrificed later on for something better. That's cool. Divination, Spark-Tongue Dragon, Macabre Waltz, Loxodon Linebreaker, Daggerback Basilisk, Infernal Scarring, Anarchy Ogre, Naturalize, Field Creeper, Vampire Sovereign, Ghastback Twins, Thud, Vivian's Invocation. Let's have a look at Vivian's Invocation. This card reminds me of a previous card. So the previous card it reminds me of is Summoning Trap. Summoning Trap said 6 mana. Look at the top 6 cards, I think it was, of your library. Put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's very similar to that card. When a creature, it also says though, when a creature is put onto the battlefield this way, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. So it costs 7 mana. So if you've got in your top 7 cards a creature that costs more than 7 mana, you're already making your value back, or equal to 7 mana. Because in addition to that, also it lets that creature deal its damage to target creature and opponent controls. Great. So this is all upside. If you've got a lot of big creatures in your deck, this is upside. So you get to summon those creatures for less than their mana cost. That's cool. Again, not the most powerful card in the world. However, it's very cool. Like, all these cards are very flavorful and excellent. Oh, Vivian. Let's have a quick chat about Vivian for a moment. Vivian is the new Planeswalker in green colours. So she's a new Planeswalker. We haven't seen her before in the story. She's in green colours. I believe she reanimates, so gets cards back from your graveyard to your hand. Cool. Awesome. Right, next pack. Cavalry Drillmaster, Titanic Growth, Aviation Pioneer, Hostile Minotaur, Two-Headed Zombie, Angel of the Dawn, Root Snare, Field Creeper, Areskos Swiftclaw, Totally Lost again, Meteor Golem. When it enters battlefield, destroy a target non-land opponent and opponent controls. Cool, I like that, but it costs 7. Maybe you can Vivian's Invocation it into play. Make a Stand, Recollect. Oh, we've got another Elder Dragon. This one is in Naya, another one of my favourite colour combinations. My favourite colour combinations tend to be 3 colours, to be honest, and include green. Right, so Palladium Ores, the Ruiner, 6 mana. So 6 mana, 3 and a Naya. So it has Flying, Vigilance and Trample for a 6/6. That's quite good already. What else does it do? It has Hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. So it's always going to attack you. And it's always got Hexproof until it attacks you. I believe that ability lasts until the end of turn. So it starts each turn, it has Hexproof only on your turn after you've attacked, after you've dealt damage to someone. Then people can target it with removal spells. Unless you have that land. Where was it again? This one that removes Hexproof off things. That one is going to be the bane of Palladium Ores. But Palladium Ores, again, so Wizards have made new versions of all of the old Elder Dragons from Legends that are now legal in Standard, so they're new versions of them. The old ones, some of them weren't so good. These ones, all of them, seem quite strong. And you can play them as your general for Brawl, which is quite cool. Brawl is a great format. I really love it. I am playing a Jund general in that one at the moment. I'm playing Daragaz, also another giant dragon. Not an Elder Dragon, but he is a giant flying monster of a dragon. In 3 colours, Jund. One of my favourite colour combinations. Let's have a look at the next pack. Skymarch Bloodletter, Starcrown Stag, Talons of Wildwood, Frilled Sea Serpent, Havoc Devils, Two-Headed Zombie, Sovereign's Bite, Anarchy Ogre, Root Snare, Manolith, Dryad Greenseeker, Inferno Hellion, Aether Tunnel, Dark Goblin, not Goblin Dark Dweller, I get this one confused. Dark Dweller Oracle. Cool, so what does Dark Dweller Oracle do? So it's 2 mana 2/2. Okay, that's good to start with. I play that in most of my limited decks. Also, sacrifice a creature, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card this turn. That's cool, so I get to trade my creatures for bigger spells. And well, but then I get to trade my little goblin tokens I've made for better spells, or maybe lands off the top. That's cool. This card's quite fun. You get to sacrifice creatures to draw more cards effectively. I'm all about sacrificing creatures and drawing cards. That sounds good. Again, still not as good as Nicol Bolas. He's good. We're happy with this one. Right, Cavalry Drillmaster, Oakenform, Divination, Electrify, Lich's Caress, Inspired Charge, Rustwing Falcon, Ghost Form, Bristling Boar, Field Creeper, Aether Shield Artificer, Druid of Horns, Volley Veteran. Desecrated Tomb is our rare. What does Desecrated Tomb do, I wonder? So, whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 1/1 black bat token. Okay, so that's quite thematic for a Desecrated Tomb. But mechanically, that's quite cool. So if someone's going to play graveyard removal against you, then you get to create a bunch of black bat tokens. I seem to remember we had something else that works quite well with this. The Bone Dragon. Exile 7 other cards from your graveyard. So I'm exiling cards from my own graveyard, and I'm making bat tokens when I do this. That's quite cool. That's a nice interaction. That'd be quite fun to see. Again, Desecrated Tomb, I don't know how powerful this card is. It's probably not the most powerful effect, but it's a very fun effect. Wizards have done well with their fun effects. So we've got, how many booster packs have we got left? 5 booster packs left. Cool. Awesome. We're almost there. And I've got one for myself as well. I won't save that one to last. I'll save a shop one to last. Highland Game, Dispersed, Shore Strike, Strangling Spores, Gallant Cavalry, Giant Spider, It's good to see Giant Spider deck back. This was one of the most printed cards ever in Magic. I think it's really good. It's nice, mid-rangey kind of creature. It's going to block, it's going to gum up the board. Blocks creatures with flying, 4 toughness in this limited format. Seems to be really good from my opinion. Like, everything's got 3 power, or lots of things have got 3 power. 4 toughness is going to block a hell of a lot of things. So Felled Spectre, Fiery Finish. Fiery Finish deals 7 damage to target creature. That's cool. 6 mana for 7 damage. That's probably going to see play, in limited at least. Stitcher's Supplier, and our rare is Valiant Knight. So what does Valiant Knight do? Valiant Knight says other knights you control get +1/+1. That's cool. So we've seen a Knight Lord. So he's going to buff your knights that you've got in play. Knights you control gain double strike till end of turn. Okay, so he buffs them again. That's cool. So he's got multiple effects. He's going to make all those knights quite scary and attack for rather a lot of damage. So this works quite well with History of Benalia that we've seen from Dominaria and things like that. That's cool. Another nice card that we've seen. It might be quite good in a Knight standard deck. It probably won't be the most powerful thing you can be doing, but it will be good fun, especially if you like Knights. So this is my boost pack. I get to keep these cards. Excellent. 2-headed zombie, Cavalry Drillmaster, Oaken Form, Divination, Electrify, Lich's Caress. Oh, that's cool. Destroy target creature. Thornhide Wolves, Gearsmith Guardian, Invoke the Divine, Dwindle, Diagraph Ghoul. So it's a 1 mana zombie. So a 1 mana 2/2 zombie. Excellent. This card's quite aggressive. I might actually even play this in standard if I was going to play Zombie Tribal in standard. Inferno Elemental, Rupture Spire, Elvish Clancaller, another maybe Legacy playable card. So Elves is a deck that's played quite a lot in Legacy. This card is a 2 mana Elf Lord. So Elf Lords historically have always been 3 mana. We've never seen a 2 mana Elf Lord. This is the first one we've seen. So it says other elves get +1/+1. That's what I mean by Lord. So it buffs your other elves. It also says 6 mana, tap, search your library for another card named Elvish Clancaller. Okay, so I need another 3 of these now. Great. Maybe I can buy them from the shop. Then put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Cool, okay, so that's great. So that's going to be quite good in the Elves deck, because you probably want quite a lot of Elvish Clancallers to buff all your other elves. That's cool. This card might be playable in older modern, for example. I think it's definitely going to see some play in modern. That's good fun. Excellent. I'm happy with that one. Good. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you. Bonus.
I pulled the bolus for the shop, to be honest, and nothing's quite as good as that. So, Snapping Drake, Fireshino Pyromancer, Child of Night, Luminous Bonds, Plummet, Aviation Pioneer, Daybreak Chaplain, Totally Lost, Mind Rot, Act of Treason, Gutter Snipe. So Gutter Snipe's a reprint. This card, so whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. So you fill your deck full of cheap instant sorceries that keep drawing you more cards, and you get a Gutter Snipe in play, and you just play all these instant sorceries and try and kill your opponent. Great. I think I've played that in plenty of decks, actually. So what's our rare? Our rare, Spirit Lord. Okay, cool. So Supreme Phantom, 2 mana. What does 2 mana get me? 2 mana gets me a flyer, a 1/3 flyer that says, other spirits you control get +1/+1. That's really aggressively costed. There's lots of ways to make spirit tokens in older formats. Spirits, there are probably quite a lot of them in standard that are quite good, or quite medium. This makes them a lot better. Excellent. Phantom, Supreme Phantom. Good. Cool. So we've got 4 boosters left, 3 boosters left after this one. Let's see if we can open a foil Nicol Bolas. That would top it all off.
That would be a good box.
That would be a very good box. So incidentally, Tezzeret, the blue Planeswalker, is the second most expensive card in the set. So let's have a quick look. Goblin Motivator, Skymarch Bloodletter, Starcrowned Stag, Talons of Wildwood, Frilled Sea Serpent, Havoc Devils, Elvish Rejuvenator, Cancel, Duress, Smelt, Satyr Enchanter, Hieromancer's Cage, Suspicious Bookcase. The flavour on this card. Defender, target creature can't be blocked this turn. It's a very suspicious looking bookcase. So the flavour text, I love the flavour text on this one. All the books were dusty with disuse. Save one named Camouflage and its practical applications. Brilliant. So it's a wall, it's going to defend for you, and it's also going to make your giant monsters unblockable. So our rare is Dismissive Pyromancer. So what's it do? So it's 2 mana for a 2/2. Great. We're on target already. So I can pay red and tap it, discard a card, draw a card. So it rummages, and then 3 mana and sacrifice it. It deals 4 damage to target creature. So that's great. So it's going to provide you a load of value, and then eventually it's going to destroy some giant creature that's going to kill you. That's cool. Excellent. A nice, good, solid, dependable card. That might see some play in aggressive red decks. It's just going to keep drawing you cards. At the moment, I don't think it gets in the aggressive red decks, but after rotation, maybe this does start seeing play. Also, the artwork reminds me of someone, but I can't remember who. Cool. Let's have a quick look through the next set. Next booster. Wall of Mist, Viashino Pyromancer, Abnormal Endurance, Take Vengeance, Rabid Bite, Gearsmith Prodigy, Mind Rot, Crash Through, Elvish Rejuvenator, Dwarven Priest, Sift, Reclamation Sage. So this card was played a lot back when. So it's an Elf Shaman, 3 mana for a 2/1, but when it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. I remember playing this card a lot. I've still got some full art promos of it from way back in the day. This card is going to see quite a bit of play in Standard. That's cool. I like it. It's very good in sideboards as well. Awesome. Lightning Mare. Rare. I want to see one of these. I want to talk about this. I like this card a lot. So I've been playing Legacy. I've been playing a lot of a card called Leovold. Unfortunately, Leovold's best friend, Deathrite Shaman, has been banned recently. But I looked at this card and thought, yeah, that looks quite like Leovold. So whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or land that isn't a mana ability, you may draw a card. So it's only 1 colour of mana. That's great. So it makes it a little bit easier to cast. And then it also it sort of hates on abilities of creatures or lands that isn't a mana ability. So fetch lands, for example. It hates a little bit on Deathrite Shaman, but Deathrite Shaman's been banned. That was what I originally looked at it and thought that's good against that. But it's really good against fetch lands, which is what a lot of older decks play. I'm excited to play this card in in Legacy. I want to search for it out in my deck. So I might play 1 copy in my deck. This card probably quite good in Maverick, in Legacy. I'm quite excited by this card. I don't know that it's actually all that expensive, but I like it. Cool. Centaur Courser, Frilled Sea Serpent, Fire Elemental, Strangling Spores, Knight's Pledge, Rabid Bite, Dwarven Priest, Talarian Scholar, Vampire Neonate, Trumpet Blast, Murder. So Murder is a good solid removal spell. 3 mana to destroy target creature. No ifs, no buts, just a little bit of flavor text. Rupture Spire, Dragon's Egg, Fraying Omnipotence. So, what is this? This is a story card from when Nicol Bolas got split, when his power got split. So the great mending that healed the multiverse also unraveled the threads of Nicol Bolas' power. Okay, so what does it do? It's a sorcery, 5 mana sorcery. Each player loses half their life, then discards half their cards in hand and sacrifices half the creatures they control, round up each time. So it's flavorful. It's Nicol Bolas losing half his power. That's cool. He's now on a quest to get it all back again, so he can become the badass that we know that he is. Cool. Fraying Omnipotence. So it's our last booster pack. It's got a picture of Ajani on the front. Hopefully, it's going to be good. And I think it is going to be good. I've got a good feeling about this. Okay. So, Essence Scatter. Going well. I've actually put this card. So what I'll do... Oop, didn't see that card. That's a foil. So I think... Yes, that's a rare. That's a land. That's a rare. Cool. Let's have a quick look through this. We've got a Night token. So we've got an Essence Scatter. Got a Goblin Motivator, Walking Corpse, Revitalize, Colossal Dreadmore, Greenwood Sentinel, Marauder's Axe, Knight of Tusk, Uncomfortable Chill, Brawl Bash Ogre, Departed Deckhand, and Suspicious Bookcase. So I've had a quick peek at these, and people who are watching the stream closely might have seen them. It's good, people. It's very good. Right, so our first rare is Transmogrifying Wand. So Transmogrifying Wand enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. Pay 1. I'll put it under here, actually. Pay 1. Remove a charge counter from Transmogrifying Wand. Destroy target creature. Its controller creates a 2/4 Ox token. Activate this ability only time you can cast a sorcery. So from a flavor text point of view, it's going to polymorph your opponent's creatures into Oxes. I don't know if we've got an Ox. No, there are Ox tokens, 2/4s. So it's got 3 counters on it. You've got 3 chances to turn your opponent's creatures into Oxes. It's great for if your opponent's got a big, massive monster, for example, Nicol Bolas or something like that. You get to activate it and turn him into an Ox. Great. That's cool. That's good fun. I've seen this card already. This card is a fair amount of money, and we're very happy that we've opened it. It's a foil Tezzeret, people. Excellent news. So Tezzeret is the second most expensive card in the set. Yes, get in there. And he's in foil, which means he's actually might be better than Nicol Bolas. That's cool. So Tezzeret, Artifice Master. So for 5 mana, you get a 5 loyalty Planeswalker +1. Create a colorless Thopter artifact token with flying. 0. Draw a card. If you control 3 or more artifacts, draw 2 cards instead. That's cool. And then -9, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, search your library for a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. So that's cool. His ultimate is going to win the game as well. So that's great news. So we've got 2 really good cards from this booster box. We've got Nicol Bolas and Tezzeret. So what else did we get that we like or think is actually good and worth money? So the Elder Dragons are quite good. They're worth a bit of money. We've got another Planeswalker. So we've got 2 Elder Dragons and another Planeswalker. I think this box is pretty good. So we've got Palladium Ores and Vervectis. We've got Sarkhan the Fireblood. We've got a foil Tezzeret. We've got a Nicol Bolas. So if your box was better than this, please let us know. If your box was worse than this, please let us know as well. Thank you very much, everyone. I've been opening a box for Weekend Warlords. All these cards will be available in the folders from Friday onwards. Also, don't forget, we have a draft on Friday as well, so you could play with the cards from the set. So if you've seen anything that I've talked about that you think is quite good, that you'd like to see, that you'd like to try and play with, why don't you come on down and draft as well. So thank you very much.